Hey everyone, let's jump right into this explainer and unpack the ultimate 2026 guide to finding a productivity system that actually works for your specific lifestyle. So, think about this for a second. With all the amazing technology we have right at our fingertips, why on earth do we still feel so overwhelmed by our daily tasks? Why does it constantly feel like our schedules are managing us instead of the other way around? Well, the source material hits us with a pretty massive reality check right out of the gate. Your problem isn't laziness, and it's definitely not a lack of effort. It's simply that you haven't found the exact framework that actually matches your brain. We constantly beat ourselves up for not being disciplined enough, when the simple truth is that a mismatched planning system is literally always going to cause friction in your day. Here is our roadmap for today. We're going to cover planning in 2026, the anatomy of a great planner, the digital versus paper debate, finding your perfect match, and finally, the ultimate productivity secret.
All right, Section 1, Planning in 2026, moving beyond the traditional notebook.
Looking at the landscape today, we're basically navigating three distinct pathways. You've got fully digital apps and tablets if you're super tech savvy. Then there's traditional paper for that minimal tech, deep focus vibe. Or you can go with a modern hybrid setup, combining cloud flexibility with a real tactile feel. Moving on to Section 2, Anatomy of a Great Planner. What makes a system actually work? Now, no matter what aesthetic you personally prefer, the sources show us that a truly effective planner absolutely must have these four foundational elements to keep you consistent. First, you need a clear goal-setting system to break those massive ambitions down into actionable steps. Second, flexible layouts, think daily, weekly, and monthly views, so the tool actually adapts to your life. Third, it has to include habit and routine tracking to help you build that consistency. And finally, you need time blocking and task prioritization frameworks. That is absolutely crucial to cut down on the overwhelm and keep you laser focused on what truly matters.
Section 3, the digital versus paper debate, the heavyweight battle of focus styles.
So the real crux of the issue here is choosing between the cloud-synced, super customizable power of a digital ecosystem and the distraction-free, memory-boosting focus of a physical layout, right? Digital planners let you carry your entire life on a tablet. We're talking hyperlinked tabs and seamless integration into all your note-taking apps. But paper planners, they actively force you to slow down. Writing things out manually actually improves memory retention, and it creates a highly intentional, totally distraction-free planning experience.
Now, if you're completely torn between those two approaches, you know what? You might be a perfect candidate for a hybrid planner. It gives you the structured, locked-in feeling of a printable PDF page, but it allows you to back those physical pages up digitally, so you can switch seamlessly across your tech whenever you need to. Kind of the best of both worlds, right? Which brings us to Section 4, Finding Your Perfect Match, Profiling Your Lifestyle for the Right Tool. Because here's the thing. The most productive people don't just use a one-size-fits-all system. Whether you're a neurodivergent thinker who needs a highly visual setup or an entrepreneur needing total workflow control, there is a specific archetype mapped directly to your needs. For instance, students tracking strict deadlines find MyScript to be a fantastic fit. Entrepreneurs who need those overarching workflow dashboards usually lean heavily toward ClickUp. Moms and busy households, they really thrive on the simple, stress-free guided layouts of the Passion Planner. And creatives, who really need that open space for journaling and deep reflection, tend to gravitate toward highly flexible systems like the Hobonichi Techo. Let's break some of these specific tools down. If you're an Apple user looking for a super clean workspace, the paper-like digital planner brings hyperlinked navigation that seriously feels just like real paper. It's totally optimized for the iPad and Apple Pencil, meaning you can seamlessly jump from a massive yearly goal overview right down to your daily task list without any friction whatsoever. Then, for students or heavy note-takers, MyScript is a massive game changer. Why? Because it literally turns your actual handwriting right into digital text for easy organizing. You get all those cognitive, memory-boosting benefits of physically writing out your study schedule with a stylus, combined with the digital smarts to actually search and edit that text later. It's absolutely brilliant. Now, if you're running a business or managing a team, ClickUp isn't just a planner. It is a heavy-duty ecosystem for task and project automation. This one is specifically designed for entrepreneurs and remote workers who need their calendar, their recurring tasks, and their macro business goals all synced up on one highly collaborative dashboard. And for the busy parents out there, or really anyone wanting personal growth without adding more screen time to their day, the Passion Planner provides these beautifully guided layouts and free printables.
It's an incredibly effective hybrid system that puts a massive focus on mental clarity, deep reflection, and actually mapping out your passions. It's perfectly suited for anyone seeking structure without the digital overwhelm.
All right, let's head into our final stretch. Section 5, the ultimate productivity secret. The final takeaway for 2026.
This brings us to the incredible realization that really ties all of this source material together. Stop relying entirely on your own willpower and start relying on a system that actually fits your lifestyle. Look, discipline is inevitably going to fade on a stressful day. We all know that. But a well-chosen system, whether it's hyperlinked on a shiny new iPad, meticulously mapped out in a software ecosystem, or just written down in a beautifully structured paper book, that system is going to catch you when you fall.
So, wrapping up this explainer, I really want you to ask yourself, what planner are you going to use to finally conquer your 2026 goals? Are you leaning into those high-tech digital workflows? Are you craving the distraction-free focus of paper? Or are you ready to embrace a hybrid setup? Pick the tool that matches your life, commit to it, and just watch your productivity soar. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy planning!